Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3.
Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, December 10th. Thanks for supporting us throughout this semester. This is our last WAtv episode of 2018. We're coming to you from Studio 22. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Thomas. And today we celebrate Wheaton Academy turning 165, reveal some interesting security camera footage, and talk sports one last time with Ready, Set, Talk. But first, let's get to some announcements. We have a couple of reminders regarding finals week. First, dress code is still in effect. No leggings, sweatpants, tank tops, eye patches, hats, or any other creative ways you want to break that dress code.
Also, regarding scheduling, first and second periods will have finals on Monday, third and fourth periods will be on Tuesday, fifth and sixth will be on Wednesday, and Thursday will be for seventh period classes, as well as make up time for any finals you have missed throughout the week. Lastly, lunch will not be served all next week.
For those of you that like the outdoors and are looking for a chance to find a place in some group activities, the new Environmental Club might be the place for you. This club will focus on exploring many of our environmental resources in greater detail. It starts up second semester. See Mr. Clancy or Morgan Mead for more info. And for our first video, Peter Crow returns to ask the question, what would you do?
The following content has not been staged.
This video is taken from the WATv surveillance cameras the day of parent-teacher conferences. Mr. Stolter is holding a box of donuts. It's Justin Hocker and his mother. They're waiting. Mr. Stolter begins to open the box of donuts. Oh, wow, and he falls over. Let's see that again. Yep, there's the box of donuts. And he falls over. It looks like Justin Hocker is going to go to help him. And, oh, no, he takes a donut. What? Did I see that correctly? He comes over, grabs a donut. What would you do? If you were in this situation of Justin Hocker, what would you do if someone fell with a box of donuts in front of you?
Not take a donut.
Thank you.
I'd like to do CPR or the Heimlich and then grab the donuts. What? Oh, he didn't? He just fell over. Oh, well, I'd help him up, then grab the donuts for a reward.
Personally, I would have done the same. It's kind of sad how he just fell like that, so he kind of deserved to have donuts stolen from him, so.
Well, I was sitting down waiting for my, parent-teacher conference with Mr. Cruz, and Mr. Stolter asked if I want a donut. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And he like lost like the donuts, so like he was saving them, and then his legs gave out, and I didn't know what to do, and he was like, I got it. So then I just took a donut, and I was just so confused, but I was trying not to laugh at the same time, and then I just took the box so he could get up on like his own power.
This is real reaction. Live on TV.
That is staged.
It's not. It happened. It happened. Woo! That really happened. What would you do in this situation?
Oh, I don't know. Probably Good Samaritan, help the man up, then maybe ask for a donut.
Is this in Justin Hocker's character?
He's a great kid. I'm sure he just got mesmerized by the donut, which is fine. We've all been there. We've all been there. That's an awesome video.
Thank you.
Anyone who knows Justin Hocker knows how great of a guy he is. Seriously, we want to reiterate this and make sure you know how quality he is. And we would like to thank him and make sure he feels appreciated. So Justin, feel free to stop by Studio 22 anytime today to pick up a complimentary donut. And speaking of sweets and treats, it's almost time to celebrate again. Wheaton Academy turns 165 years old on Friday. Mr. Hackett has more.
On Friday, December 14th, Wheaton Academy will celebrate its 165th birthday. 8 years prior to the Civil War, a small group of abolitionists gathered on a grassy hill in Wheaton, seeking to create a new form of education. These parents, who were fighting so hard to end slavery, wanted to send their children to schools that believed and practiced like they did. They purchased 40 acres of land near the Wheaton family property, now the current campus of Wheaton College, for a mere $150. Their first building on campus still stands today, within the current Blanchard Hall. In 1860, the original school was dissolved to create two separate entities moving forward. One was named Wheaton College, and the other was named Wheaton College Academy. These two schools remained on the same campus until 1945, when Wheaton College Academy moved to its present location on Prince Crossing. The Academy purchased the land from the University of Chicago. Many of the buildings became dormitories and classrooms when the school moved in. 4 years later, the campus gymnasium was built, now known as the Warrior Dome. And in 1951, an Army chapel was purchased from Fort Ellis for $1,250, bringing a place of worship to this Christian school. In 1970, Wheaton College separated from the Academy officially and required a name change in response. The school became known as Wheaton Christian High School and kept that name until 1995, when the school reclaimed the name Wheaton Academy. Throughout the past 165 years, God has helped to guide and protect the faculty, students, and staff of the school. We celebrate what God has done and what He has yet to accomplish. Although buildings, land, and policies have shifted throughout the course of its history, Wheaton Academy has and always will be a place that has high academic standards, coupled with the biblical values centered around caring relationships. This is going to be a great year. Happy birthday, Wheaton Academy.
To celebrate this huge milestone, WATv will be tackling stories throughout the second semester that will dive into Wheaton Academy's history. Send us a comment through Instagram or Twitter if there is a particular story you would like to hear about. But for now, let's head into sports with Chassie.
Thanks, Thomas. Before we get into sports, we ask you to keep our fellow classmate and anchor Jimmy Paganis in your prayers tomorrow. He will undergo a surgery to repair his knee injury he suffered in October. We pray for quick healing and look forward to seeing him on the court again in the future. But let's head into sports. Boys basketball is crushing opponents recently after holding St. Edward's to only 19 points on Tuesday night in their 44-point win. The team went to Guerin Prep last Friday and won 72-38. The guys will play at home this Friday night against Ridgewood at 7:30 p.m. Come out and cheer them on. Our girls basketball team went 1-2 for the week. Following a tough loss against Chicago Christian at home on Tuesday night, they traveled to Ridgewood on Friday and won 41-35. Imani Hilmer led the team in scoring with 14 points, and Molly Van Huysen had a team-best 9 rebounds. They play on Tuesday night at home against Elmer Park at 7 p.m. Get out and support them. And finally, wrestling competed at the Plano High School tournament on Friday and Saturday. Congrats to Hunter Kazmierczak with a 4th-place finish, Jonathan Vanderbilt with a 2nd-place finish, and Derek Johannick with a 2nd-place finish. To close out sports, we will air out our last episode of Ready, Set, Talk and follow up with Jamal with our 4 things that you need to know.
Aloha and hello. Welcome to the 5th and final episode of the
water?
semester for Ready, Set, Talk. I'm Jimmy Paganis, and I'm here with
Peter Crow.
Let's jump right in. College football playoff rankings just came out, Pete. What do you think?
Yeah, they did. And Oklahoma's 4, and I've been saying it for the past 5 weeks. And they're going to beat Bama, even though they have the 129th ranked pass defense out of 130 teams.
That's awful, actually. Yeah. Okay, I don't know anything
back,
really
please.
about college football. In fact, I bet the water guy knows more about college football.
Who, me?
Yeah. I think your name is Dave. Just have a seat.
Yeah, Dave Smythe. Big fan of the show, guys.
Wow.
Dave
Smythe.
Thanks for having me on.
Glad we finally get to meet the water guy.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, got notes. I'm ready to
go.
go.
You know any? You have notes?
Wow.
Yeah, we're talking college football, right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah, I got a few thoughts. powerhouse matchup for the 1 versus 4. We got Alabama versus Oklahoma. 2 Heisman Trophy candidates battling it off. Kyler Murray versus Tua and something. That's going to be huge.
That is huge.
You got Clemson, Notre Dame. Don't know much about them, but I do know Notre Dame's running back's name because of my buddy Jake Burek.
What's his name?
You know, I forgot, but I did know Notre Dame's running back's name.
Oh, that's impressive.
But we got some interesting matchups for the playoff.
That'd be exciting.
Interesting stuff. All right, let's move on to coaches. A couple coaches got fired this past week. Jim, what do you think about this? Hoiberg?
It's about dang time he got
Preach.
fired. I mean,
Preach.
let's be honest.
I liked him.
What is wrong with you? You should have fired him before the season started. And to be completely honest, we should have never even hired him.
Nice guy.
He's a great
the question
coach.
is,
Should stay there.
can Gar and Pax fire themselves?
I think
we need to get them out of
I think
here.
this-
The problem is top down.
Yeah, I think
petition
the state of
to
Illinois
fire
needs
them.
to sign a petition, fire Garpax.
Yes, hashtag fire Gar Pax.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
Good night.
How about Mike McCarthy getting fired? I mean, what's with that? Middle of the season? Rodgers just absolutely quits on the guy.
I think that's bogus. I mean, 9 years out of his 12 in the playoffs for Green Bay. I mean, he's done a lot for that city, for that team, and I think it's just kind of
Small market team. Aaron Rodgers is a diva. You're telling me you're going to run Mike McCarthy out of town, the guy who takes you to the playoffs year after year? Who are you going to get that's better? Who are you going to get that's better? I couldn't believe that.
Check
Give me
your
a
phone,
break.
check your phone. Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I'm totally 100% on board. What's our?
Oh, wait, before we move on, are we not going to talk about the Ohio State Buckeyes, and their ex-coach, Urban Meyer?
I think you've said enough.
I think you've said enough, Mr. Smythe.
I think I did.
about,
I think I did.
Wow.
Let's move on.
Let's move on to the NHL. Tampa Bay and Toronto both at 20-plus wins. I mean, do you think anyone can really compete with them, Pete?
I don't think that matters, honestly, guys.
Wow.
All that really matters is that the
Change your name to
Nashville
Pete.
Predators are going to win the President's Trophy for the second
guy's
consecutive year.
hair real?
The Blackhawks are at the bottom of the division. You know, I don't hear much chatter from my guy Steve Borman about the Blackhawks. He usually pops in my classroom and give me some smack talk. Nothing. Go Smashville.
Okay. Wow. I mean, let's move on to the boys basketball team. 5-1. You got Marcus Bolt. Yeah, who is this? Marcus Bolt and Jack Allen Dykema. You know, just going off. Jim, what's going on?
I mean, 5-1, amazing start to the season. Marcus Bolt's averaging 17 and 5. Sebastian Parra is averaging 11 and 4. I mean, from top to bottom of the team, everyone's contributing, and it's a great season.
Yeah, I mean, really great stuff, Jimmy. I feel like even some of the bench guys can contribute, go score 20 if they had to.
No doubt.
Oh wow,
you think so?
What do you have you
Yeah.
been watching, Mr. Smythe?
Smythe. Yeah, I watch the games. I watch pretty closely.
Never seen you there.
Yeah, I'm there.
weird.
It could be anybody's night. Like, anybody could score double digits for the Warriors. That's what I love. They share the ball. They play great defense. They're really buying in. Did you know that St. Ed only scored 19 points the other night?
They held them
That was
under
an
double digits in the
embarrassing
first
game.
half.
That's a high school team.
That's rough.
That is some
Um,
embarrassing stuff, Jimmy.
Also, with boys basketball, our coaching staff's really stepping it up this year. I mean,
yeah.
have you noticed anything about the coaching staff this year?
Yeah, I've been watching them kind of do their thing. They put in a lot of work behind the scenes. I think they need a pay raise, those guys. You got
pay raise?
You got Steve Tunn. You got
He's
Kurt
doing a great
Valley,
job.
not Vale, but Valley. You got kind of a pseudo-assistant
Vale. I
coach
love that
in
place.
Jim Paganis here, who's injured.
Well, he's
And
also a
there's
fool.
one other coach. I don't even know. I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
He
I don't
must
think
not-
he does much anyway.
No.
Yeah, he
So-
doesn't really do much anyway, so
Okay.
it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what? It's time to move on. We got one final topic here on Ready, Set, Talk. Western Conference Finals in the NBA. There's only
this guy
5
the
games that
topic
separates
list?
the top team to the 12th team. But let's be real. You got the Warriors here. You got everybody else underneath.
Yes.
It's the Warriors' league to lose. I know you're going to say something about Jokic. We know our boy LeBron might make a run.
The
Yeah,
goat.
the goat.
he
The
might,
goat.
but he won't.
Lakers will win the finals. You heard it here first.
Heard it here first.
We also heard that Kevin Knox was the rookie of the year here at first. So
Are you?
That's going to wrap us up here for Ready, Set, Talk. I'm Dave Smythe. Catch you on the flippity flip.
Is this guy serious?
Always great stuff, guys, and a special thank you to Mr. Smith for his guest appearance on the show. Now, let's get to your 4 things you need to know. Number 1, with finals week approaching, make sure you check with your teachers about expectations and schedules for the finals. Number 2, congrats to the cast and crew of White Christmas. We sold over 1,500 tickets to our first ever winter musical. Well done. Number 3, we have 2 special chapels this week. On Tuesday, we will have our choirs and instrumental groups performing in our annual Christmas concert. And on Friday, we will have a special Christmas-themed chapel. And number 4, we want to thank you for all the support you gave to our WAtv class this semester. It has been a pleasure to serve you. Hannah, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jamal. For our last video of the semester, we wanted to show you a quick blooper reel. If you don't know, we film our episodes during first period on Monday and have to turn around quickly to show in community time 2 periods later. We do our best, but hey, mistakes happen, and we'll leave you with some of the funnier moments. From all of us at Studio 22, thanks for everyone, and enjoy.
We're coming to you from Studio 22. I'm Thomas.
And I'm Hannah.
Chapels for this week include Project League Global on Tuesday and Maddie Montegromi on Friday. Maddie Montegromi. Wow, great job. So, our chapels for the
Thanks, big old Jim. We are closing in on the final week of... I can't do that. And now back to you, Big T.
Thanks, PP.
The cross-country team concluded the regular season on Sunday.
To transition us... I can't say that. Why can't I say that?
We've had a lot of people come through. Paying attention. Why is that so hard?
Congrats to all of the new...
We want to wish our prince... Come on, please. I'm trying.
Read faster, Thomas.
I can't read this fast.
Thanks for that great reminder.
We have a couple of announcements. There will be a mandatory meeting for anyone interested in hair and makeup for White Christmas in Mr. Inger's room Wednesday at lunch. No students should be entering into teacher workrooms or lunchroom areas. Those sort of resources like coffee, tea, and water are off limits to all students.